Good evening everyone, it's Katie. I've just been doing my 2017 spread for the new year. I decided not to do, like the 12 card year ahead spread, just because I didn't find it particularly helpful, and I didn't really find myself wanting to go back to it. It just didn't seem, it just didn't feel useful to me in the way that I wanted tarot reading to be useful. So instead, I basically, excuse the mess, it's taking up my whole desk to do this reading. I basically just wrote down a bunch of different questions that I would think would be helpful and important at this time of year. And then I've kind of, some ended up being a bit similar or whatever. I've just kind of broken them down and turned them into a spread that I've just done. It's not as complicated as it looks. It's really just the first 11 cards that have their specific positions, and then these cards are kind of separate, as are these. But I just thought I would show you my little spread, or my large spread, and give you a bit of an idea of what you can do for the New Year reading that a lot of us love to do, but just so you're not stuck with that, 12 cards, one for each month sort of thing, if that's not really working for you or not inspiring you. So I have gone with the Gill Tarot for my spread this year, just because it is my favorite deck. It's just a really special deck to me, and I think for a year ahead sort of a New Year reading spread, I'm going to be spending a lot of time with this spread, so it just felt right to pick my favorite deck. And already you might have noticed that I have quite a lot of pairings coming up. I've drawn all of the 5s, 2 9s, 2 2s, 2 7s, 3 7s if you include the Chariot. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm kind of in the early stages of breaking it all down, but I just thought I'd walk you through the spread to give you a bit of an idea if you're interested in trying something a little bit different. So up here in the corner, this is where we start, and this is kind of like our reflecting on the previous year, on 2016. So our first card here in the middle is position 1. This is, what did 2016 teach me? What were my big lessons from this past year? Card number 2 is, what strengths from this past year are you going to need to take in to 2017? And position number 3, this is just one position, but 2 cards jumped out for me. Position number 3 is, what do you need to leave behind in 2016? What do you need to release? Then we come back into the center, and this is the card of the year. Now you can draw this at random, but instead I chose to use my numerological card of the year. I'll leave a link. Kellyanne did a video last year explaining really simply how you do that, how you find your major arcana that corresponds with your birthday and the year. Mine's the Hanged Man this year, so I used that. I worked out my card of the year rather than drawing it, but you can do either. Card number 5 and 6 look at how we're likely to experience our card of the year. Card number 5 is the challenges associated with this card for us, and card number 6 is the opportunities associated with this card for us. Next, we kind of just work our way along this line of cards. Position number 6 is, what do I need to develop or nurture this year? Card number 8 is, what is my soul aching for in 2017? Number 9, how can I serve my highest good this year? And 10, what do I need to pay attention to or remember in those more challenging moments in the coming year? And card number 11 is for those of us who feel a little bit anxious about the New Year period, and this is, how can I embrace 2017? Next up, these sets of cards, and they are sets. Basically what I did was I picked 4 areas of my life, 4 big kind of key areas of my life that I wanted to establish goals around. And then I drew 1 card for an achievable potential goal in that area of my life, and then a card for how to go about achieving that. So for example, this line was health, so I would develop a goal around, an achievable goal around this card, and use this card to help me achieve that. So you can have as many or as few of these cards as you like, or you don't even have to do that. As I said, this is kind of like the main spread, and then this part is kind of separate. And then down at the bottom, this is entirely optional. This is for those of us who like to come up with a word of the year. Basically, I just drew 3 cards to kind of inspire me and get me started brainstorming on what that word might be for me this year. So this is just like the little thing that I jotted down when I was planning for this spread. If you want, you can try and screenshot it if it's clear enough. Otherwise, I will leave the positions in the description box below, so you can check that out if you're interested in trying out this spread or adapting it and amending it to suit you. So that's all from me this evening. It is Christmas Eve. I will be doing just a little bit of a video tomorrow morning with my answers to the questions that you guys were asking me throughout this week, and a little, maybe I'll show you guys what I've made for Christmas Day. So a very brief vlog tomorrow, just because I didn't feel like doing it today. I did this instead. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, guys. Bye.